Before anything else, pause, just for a moment. Let the world grow quiet around you. Take a deep breath, slowly in and out. Now place your hand gently over your heart. Can you feel it? That soft thump, the rhythm that says you're still here, still hoping, still holding on, even when things feel impossibly hard. And if you've ever found yourself whispering a prayer in the middle of the night, when the rest of the world is asleep and your thoughts are loud, if you've ever looked up at the ceiling with tears in your eyes, wondering if anything is listening, if you've stared at a stack of bills and felt your chest tighten, wondering how much longer you can keep doing this, how much longer you can carry this invisible weight and still show up for others, then this message was made for you. You didn't find this by accident. This is your sign. Your angels have been closer than you realize, and they've been waiting for you to stop surviving in silence and start receiving in surrender. Leave a comment below if you've ever asked your angels for a sign about your finances, because what you're about to hear might just be their answer. The weight you carry isn't just yours. There's a kind of heaviness no one sees. It doesn't show up in photos. It doesn't always get spoken about in conversations. But it lingers, quiet and constant. It's the weight of financial worry, the pressure to figure it out when everything feels like it's falling apart. You smile through it, you show up. You tell yourself, it's fine, I can handle this. Because you always do. But inside it feels like you're walking across a tightrope with a backpack full of bricks. Every step you take, something else is added. Rent, medical bills, groceries, repairs, support for someone else you love. And still you give. Even when your own soul feels dry, you pour. You help your family. You lend even when you can't afford to. You're the one they turn to, the one who carries it all with grace. You pray for others. You check in. You show up with food, with comfort, with reassurance, even when you're the one who needs those things the most. Why is it that hearts as kind as yours often face the hardest money challenges? You may wonder if it's something you did wrong, if it's karma, if it's a sign you're just not meant for abundance. But dear one, no, that couldn't be further from the truth. This isn't about punishment, it's not about your worth. And it's definitely not because you're undeserving. What's really happening is energetic. Imagine a radio trying to pick up a frequency, but there's static in the way. Your soul is tuned into giving, but the energy of receiving, that's been blocked, tangled up in guilt, fear, shame, or simply exhaustion. And so, the flow of money, the divine current of support, gets slowed down or rerouted. Not because you're broken, but because you've been carrying too much for too long. Sometimes your energy becomes like a sponge, absorbing not just your own fears, but the financial worries of everyone around you. You may be carrying ancestral burdens, generational patterns, old beliefs like money is hard to come by, or it's selfish to ask for more. And yet none of this is your fault. But now, it's time to break free, because what you carry isn't just yours, but what you heal. That gets passed down too. And your healing starts with allowing support in, not just from people, but from the divine, from your angels, from the flow of light that has been waiting to rise within you all along. The truth about angelic help, it's not about begging, it's about aligning. Maybe you've whispered this before. Angels, please help me. God, I can't do this on my own. Just send me a sign, anything. But after the prayer fades into silence, the waiting begins. And if things don't instantly change, it's easy to feel forgotten, unseen, like maybe heaven's too busy, or maybe you just didn't ask the right way. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Asking for help from your angels isn't about pleading or proving you're worthy. Your angels aren't waiting for you to struggle harder before they step in. They're waiting for something else. They're waiting for alignment. Imagine a child trying to fill their cup from a water fountain, but they're holding it upside down. No matter how much water flows, nothing stays. And the child might even believe the fountain is broken, when in reality, all that's needed is a tiny shift. That's what asking for angelic help is like. It's not about begging louder. It's about turning your energy in the right direction so that divine help can finally fill your life. When you ask with desperation, when your heart is full of fear, it's like that upside-down cup. The intention is sincere, but the vibration is tangled in anxiety, panic, and scarcity. But when you ask from a place of trust, even just a mustard seed of trust, something shifts. You move from desperation to invitation, from please fix this to I'm open to receive. And your angels feel that opening. They rush in like sunlight breaking through the clouds. So how do you shift into alignment? It begins with presence, with surrender, with believing just enough that divine support is not something to earn. It's something to allow. Your angels already want to help. They already see the tears behind your smile. They already know about the unpaid bill, the child you're worried about, the debt that feels like it's breathing down your neck. They know, and they want to step in. But your energy must say yes, not in words, but in vibration. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to do this alone. There is divine support, practical, energetic, sacred, meant to help you realign with the frequency where help arrives faster, more clearly, and in ways that feel like grace. You'll begin to notice opportunities show up. You'll sense ideas drop into your heart that weren't there before. And you'll feel lighter. Not because your problems disappeared overnight, but because your spirit is finally in sync with the river of divine abundance that was always flowing your way. You are not meant to carry this burden alone. It's hard to admit when you're tired. Truly, soul-level tired. Tired of pretending you're okay. Tired of pushing forward with a brave face while something inside is quietly breaking. Tired of feeling like the only one still struggling when everyone else seems to be doing just fine. But here's something your angels need you to remember right now. You are not meant to carry this alone. And the pressure you've been under? That's not just life. It's a signal. A signal that you've been trying to hold up a world that was never meant to rest solely on your shoulders. Think of an old tree with deep roots. Even when storms come, it bends but doesn't break. Not because it's doing everything by itself, but because it's anchored. It draws strength from something deeper, unseen. Its roots. You have roots too, not just in this world, but in the heavens. And when you reconnect with those roots, your spiritual lifeline, everything changes. You begin to realize you were never meant to do life in survival mode. You were meant to walk in sacred partnership with your angels, with divine energy, with a frequency that uplifts and provides and protects. But when you're always giving, always doing, always running from one fire to the next, you forget to receive. You forget to pause long enough to refill. And that's not selfish, it's sacred. Your financial healing isn't just about money. It's about reclaiming the belief that you are worthy of receiving support. Not just spiritual support, but tangible, practical blessings too. It's about releasing the old belief that says, I'll be okay once I give enough, suffer enough, and instead choosing to say, I am ready to receive. Let your angels help you. Let divine abundance find you. Not because you've earned it, but because your soul was created to thrive, not just survive. There is a frequency where miracles happen. You know how sometimes when you're around someone who's joyful, it rubs off on you? Like a room instantly feels lighter just because that one friend walked in? That's frequency, that's energy. Your financial life works the same way. Money doesn't just respond to hard work, it responds to vibration. And this is where your angels can become the greatest support system of all. Archangel Sachiel, the angel of divine prosperity, isn't just a symbol. His energy is real, sacred, and aligned with the frequency of abundance itself. But this frequency isn't loud. It's not frantic. It doesn't shout over fear. It whispers, it flows, and it waits for you to rise into it. You might be thinking, but how do I rise when I'm so tired? That's the beautiful thing. You don't have to force your way there. You simply have to receive the help that was created for moments like this. There is sacred guidance that can shift your energy out of low vibration, out of fear, stress, lack, and realign you with the divine current of wealth and provision. You may have felt blocked in your finances, not because you lack value or effort, but because your soul's frequency was buried beneath emotional and energetic clutter. But imagine this. Imagine clearing away the fog and seeing a straight path open up before you, one that leads not just to more money, but to a life where money no longer controls your peace, a life where your generosity isn't a sacrifice, it's an overflow. This shift is possible, but it begins with permission, your permission, the invitation into celestial prosperity. Right now, Something sacred is being offered to you. It's more than comfort. It's more than a passing message. It's a divine invitation into an entirely new relationship with money, one that doesn't drain your soul but restores it, one that doesn't require struggle to prove your worth but flows in harmony with your spirit. Because you were never meant to live in survival mode. You were meant to thrive, to give from overflow, to receive with ease, and most importantly, to feel safe, supported, and blessed, financially and spiritually. This is your chance to step into that reality. Celestial wealth and prosperity is a sacred tool designed to shift your energy and open the floodgates of divine abundance through the powerful, loving guidance of Archangel Sachiel, the angel of wealth, generosity, and sacred provision. When you connect with this energy, your vibration begins to lift. The heaviness you've been carrying starts to melt, and doors that once seemed locked begin to open. Inside this experience, you'll be guided to release low vibrational money blocks you've been carrying for far too long. Realign your spirit with the divine current of wealth that's always been reaching for you. Invite miracles and financial breakthroughs without stress, force, or burnout. Step into a life where you can give, live, and love without constantly worrying if there will be enough eaten. This isn't about chasing wealth. It's about matching the frequency of divine provision and letting that provision meet you with grace. So if your heart feels a soft pull right now, if your soul is whispering, "This is what I've been praying for," scroll down to the description below and click the link to access celestial wealth and prosperity now. Let this be the moment where everything starts to change. Not because you tried harder, but because you finally aligned. Your angels are listening. Before this message ends, take another breath. Feel your hand on your heart again. You've carried so much. You've tried so hard. You've given even when it hurt. And your angels have seen it all. Now, let yourself be carried. Let the divine lift you where you no longer have to carry this burden alone. Your angels are here. They are listening, and they are guiding you into a new chapter, one where abundance flows to you, through you, and around you. Share in the comments. What do you need help with most right now? What money prayer have you been holding in your heart? Speak it. Write it. Let the energy move, because now it's time to receive.